Well, Danny, let's first of all start by reflecting on the Boxing Day game at Fleetwood.
Disappointing result. I think we were hoping with the massive injury list we've got that we could get through the next few games. Obviously saying this before the Fleetwood game and get a few wins, knowing that January maybe a few players come back from injury, maybe some reinforcements can come in from outside the building. We wanted to kick off that little that hard run of games with the lack of bodies with the 3 points at Fleetwood. It wasn't to be. I thought we played reasonably well. Disappointed with the 2 goals we conceded. Great amount of supporters turned up, and a shame we couldn't round it off their Christmas period with a nice trip home and 3 points. But we kind of it all our own way, and the boys that were on the pitch really did graft. They gave it their all. Everyone's sticking together. At this moment in time, it's a bit of a cliche, but we all have got to stick together because there's not many players available to choose, and the ones that are making the pitch on match day are certainly giving their all. And it worked against Wimbledon, and sadly didn't go our way against Fleetwood. A
memorable day though for young Gunnar Elliott, the second youngest player to turn out for the club.
Yeah, great for the lad. He got a run around. I don't think he had too much of the ball because I think at that point, I wouldn't say the game was done, but sort of Fleetwood were comfortable in their shape and just soaking up a little bit of last-minute pressure from ourselves. So yeah, really good for him. The academy guys do a cracking job. If we're being realistic, he wouldn't have been near the squad if we had all those players fit. But those lads sometimes don't get a chance if everyone is fit. So great for the lad. He's a cracking lad. He come up, hopefully enjoyed the experience and the way it's going. He'll probably be involved again tomorrow.
How did he handle it when he was told that he would be involved?
Yeah, very quiet lad, very quiet, so didn't really show too much emotion, which is sometimes what you need, but I'm sure inside he had a bit of a few butterflies, shall we say. And like I say, it's something that he certainly won't forget. And if he's involved tomorrow, if he thought Fleetwood was a good League Two ground when he turns up in front of 20,000 at Bradford, that's what being a professional footballer is all about. So yeah, very pleased for him.
And some of the older lads, no doubt, gave him some words of advice and encouragement, which is vital when you've got a young player like that coming into the side.
It is, and I think it's great that a 16-year-old's coming on and making his debut. But there's a lot of lads out there, and who probably go under the radar just because they always play. Like Dobbs is a young lad, he carries himself like a seasoned pro. He works for the team. We've got a young lad in Harvey out there playing. Berry played out there. Mark Handy's not that old, so we've got a lot of youngsters out there. Kane playing up front. So yes, it's great the academy lads are getting some credit, but I think we've also got to recognise that the lads that are going above and beyond at the minute and playing through knocks and niggles for the cause, they deserve a big pat on the back as well.
And what are your thoughts ahead of the trip to Bradford City?
Yes, it's going to be a tough one. Listen, I'm the first to try and be positive about everything, but we're having a real tough time. It's a tough situation, and asked a few weeks ago about the injury situation, you can remain quite positive and upbeat and put a spin on it, but when we have got the list we've got now, and we've got 2 big games in a short period coming up, yeah, you can't sugarcoat it. It's tough. It's a tough time. So it's great we're taking a load of supporters tomorrow, because more than ever I think those players are going to need them. Because other periods we can rotate and play almost a different 11 maybe if all our injured players were fit. Might be able to do that. So we're going to need those supporters. We believe we can go there and get a result, because like I say, although the depth of squad isn't there at the moment, whatever 1 to 11 we put on the pitch, it's a blooming good team.
And what are your thoughts on the opponents?
Yeah, it's strange because they've seemed to be in this league for ages, and every year they're the favourites to go up. They get the highest crowds in the league by March, we're the biggest stadium, and they can't seem to get out of the league. They could be level on points of us if they beat us. If we win, we could potentially go joint second. So that's how tight it is, and that's what's great. Without sort of ducking your question about Bradford, we're in a position where it's a tough moment, but we've only got a couple more games till January, and like I say, injured players come back or reinforcements are brought in, and if we can just stay within touch and distance of the playoff stroke automatics, I think we'll be in a really good position to sort of get up into 5th gear come February.
It's easy at this point for some supporters to be down after a defeat, but you're going to have to turn the clock back probably 18 months ago, and if you'd have said at that point you'd be competing in League Two at the turn of the year, everybody would have taken that. Of
course, and we all have to remain sort of very philosophical in that sort of respect, because we have to look back and go, we all would have taken this, But also now we're here, let's make the most of it. Let's grab it at both hands and let's try and get up into the next league, whilst realising there has to be an element of realism alongside that view. So, I totally agree with you, and I think the supporters do realise that. But, as a staff, players, we're all a little bit gutted at the moment because of the injury list. Of course we are, and no more than the players that are injured themselves, because we know what a big difference they can make to games like Fleetwood away. But I can reassure the supporters that whatever team goes out against Bradford will give their all. Same against MK Dons, and hopefully coming in this season we look back and we don't laugh about it, but we look at this rough period and go, we got through it by all sticking together.
Finally, just a word about the supporters travelling in numbers, and particularly this time of year when people are spending on Christmas presents and money's tight, but still turning out and giving great backing to the staff and the players. Yeah, and it really does help. It really does help, and it's a shame, because the first thing we all say as staff, and led from the gaffer, is shame those supporters didn't have anything to sing about today in terms of the result. Not just Fleetwood, but when you don't win. We do feel for them, because they do just support the lads, all stay and clap them off after. And Bradford's going to be a different one tomorrow, because we obviously took over the ground at Fleetwood virtually, and Bradford will be a different story. Even though we're taking 2,500-3,000, we are coming up against a big club with equal, if not greater, expectation from their town, or city, should I say, than our own. We want to be up there. We're a big club, but so are they. And like you said earlier, Nick, this is what we're in League Two, and this is what it's all about.